Never-before-seen footage of UFO sightings this year are being shown at a conference in Pontefract. Well, these pictures were shot over the summer by a lifeguard in Turkey. Extraterrestrial experts from across the world and people who claim to have been abducted by aliens will all be at the conference. Well, let's take you there live now and speak to Sky's Mike McCarthy. Mike.
Yes, as you say, a range of guests at the UFO conference here in Pontefract, including a former RAF wing commander and, as you say, a woman who says she was abducted by aliens. But the highlight, I think, of the conference is the footage that you've referred to. First time that it's been seen in the UK. It's being presented by Haktan Arkdugan, if I've got your name right there, Haktan. Tell me about this footage and why you think it's important.
Well, this extraordinary incident took place in Kumburgaz in Istanbul. It's a compound in Kumburgaz, and it was witnessed by many people who live in the compound, and it was filmed by the security guard for almost 3 hours within the period of time, like 2.5 to 3 months period of time. We have like 18 or 17 footages. And the footages are so interesting and so amazing because we don't just see the lights in the sky, we see in the close-up the outline of the object. Very clearly, the structure of the object is so clear, and also in June 12 dated footage, the UFO puts a show, exactly puts a show, and it turns its lights back and forth again from one side to another. This is amazing footage, and it's been analyzed, the whole footage has been analyzed from our scientific board for 2.5 weeks. All this footage for 2.5 hours long footage for 2.5 weeks. We went frame by frame, we went pixel by pixel, and this is 100% genuine footage.
But don't you think, I mean, you're the founder of a UFO research center in Turkey. Isn't this kind of thing quite easily done with cameras and graphics and that kind of thing nowadays? I mean, you know, do you not open yourself to the accusation that, it's another hoax?
Of course, it's so normal, but also in our scientific team we have some special effect experts too. They analyze the footage, and we are ready to provide this footage, the original footage, to any institution, even in UK, any scientific institution. They can go through their own analysis, and they're going to come up with the same conclusion. After we done all this research and analyzing this footage for 2.5 weeks, that's why we're coming forward to the world, first time in UK, that this is 100% real footage.
Just briefly, tell us about these beings that we're seeing in some of these pictures. You say for the first time, really, very clearly.
Yeah, in the UFO history, not only this time, not only UFOs are being filmed, also in June 8th, I think, segment of the footage, we see two heads, two silhouettes of entities' heads. Is clearly, you can tell there's two heads in the craft. Not only just craft is being filmed, but also the entities is being filmed. First time ever in the UFO history. This is also what makes this footage so important worldwide.
Haktan Arkdugan, thank you very much for joining us. Well, there may be a lot of skeptics around, but there are certainly also a lot of believers. The conference here for the weekend has been fully subscribed and is really packed out.
On the internet, there is a video from 2008. Now, this video, some people say it's hoaxed, some people say it's the real deal. I don't know whether you know or not, whether it's the real deal or not, but it certainly is one of the best videos we've ever seen close up of what purports to be a UFO. Do you know anything about that one? It's supposed to be from Istanbul, Turkey.
If this is a video which is called a Kumburgaz video, which is a close-up of a craft, in fact so close that you can see the occupants, it is 100% real, and I was there as that was filmed.
Okay, that's what I wanted to hear. I wanted to know.
Up on my website, unfortunately, the one that's the depiction that's up there is not as clear as the other footage I have, and we're going to switch it soon. The one I have is the clearest footage of it. Also, I think the audience would like to know that footage was taken by the Sirius UFO organization to a university in Istanbul, and they're optical physicists went over that with a fine-tooth comb, and it was on all the major television broadcasts in Turkey that that was the real McCoy. There was no faking. There was no trickery of the camera. There was not an aberration. It was not a frisbee. It talked about the reflected light off of the craft, which was coming from the full moon, and that the areas where you see the occupants are some kind of a backlighting.
Okay, now you said you were there when this was filmed. How close did this thing get to you and whoever else was there observing it?
Not as close as you might see from the footage. We were on the beach and filming out over the water. And what we saw is something bright that was under the moon. So let's say the moon was the size of a dime. This would have been the size of a flashlight. And we were more interested at that point in the moon than